Central 611 stop.
Go ahead.
Edward Tango. Stand by. Edward Tom 9452 is going to be on a white Chevy Malibu. It's going to be extremely slow to stop. We're on Hoffman, passing Wood, going eastbound.
Great.
Stop the vehicle. In the white Malibu, stop the vehicle. Are you kidding me? Just stop already. Central 611. We're on Lockport Drive. I believe he's gonna try and pull into a parking space here. He did not speed up any. Seriously?
Show me your hands! Unlock the door!
Oh, I didn't serve. So if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served in the military?
Unlock the door!
Yeah, my grandpa did. So I'm already in, but I was talking about your...
6112, 6111. Yeah, come over to the back side of Lockport. There. Open the door! I don't care! Open the fucking door! Now! Open the door! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
Listen, son. Listen.
Get out of the car now! Now. Get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now.
I'm coming.
To the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground. No, you're not.
I'm applying, yo.
How you doing, Mr. Custcard?
You don't need my phone.
Let go of the phone, sir.
Just let go of it.
Non-resistant. Oh, look at that picture. That's a real picture, man.
That's for nothing.
Yeah, real pictures, man. Yeah, real pictures.
No point to that. Absolutely no point to that. All right.
Oh, y'all caught me this time. Most definitely. Y'all did catch me this time. But guess what? Before this, this is harassment to me.
No, you're driving.
Man, shut your bitch up. Shut your bitch ass up.
Stop.
Look like how you handling me. I got the right to speak. I ain't got nothing on me, you dumbass.
I'm gonna be the
Yeah, you dumbass. Go. Touch my nuts too. Touch my nuts too. That's about, what is this about? Why am I being detained? Why am I?
No, you're under arrest now.
Why am I? Man, you don't gotta handle me this way. You don't gotta handle me this way.
Have a seat.
I'm willing to, dumbass. What's your bitch ass name?
Oh, but stand up. 6111. Back up.
Can I get? I'm in cuffs. I can't harm you, dumbass. You a scary bitch.
Watch out.
Somebody was in here and left some notes on my blackboard. I'm not sure who that was. I have a couple of suspects. Just kind of take stock of where we are on our cases. Gregory Custcard.
Mr. Custcard is here. At this point, he wants to go forward with his exam. We don't have that
Let's
results
bring
yet.
him up. Mr. Custcard, would you come forward?
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing all right. Why don't you have a seat with your lawyer there? I'm doing quite well, in fact. Beautiful day, great to be alive. Especially when you're old. You got charged with resisting and obstructing a police officer and operating while intoxicated. That's alleged to have occurred on February the 19th. Because the one charge, resisting obstructing, is a felony, you're entitled to have a preliminary examination in this matter. Ms. Ives, you indicate they're still waiting for blood test results?
Yep.
I'll just place on the record, that's a misdemeanor. That's a tag along.
Yes.
So that doesn't have to be shown at a preliminary exam anyway. If that's what his concern is and he wants that shown next week, there wouldn't even have to be.
Well, is there a plea offer?
Yeah, there's a misdemeanor offer on the table for attempt RNO and impaired driving.
Yeah, speak, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Can I stand up? Or can I
Yeah,
speak
if you
right
want to. I'm not sure. I might cut you off. We'll see what you want to say, but let's explain what the deal is.
Can I speak first? You just said that I could speak.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I tend not to plead, sir.
Say that again.
Well, I don't intend on pleading.
Okay. That's fine. That's your absolute right. Okay. You're entitled to have a prelim on the felony case. The misdemeanor drinking driving just goes with it.
Such as I do not acquiesce to acquis jurisdiction.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
All right. Acquiesce is what you mean.
There we go, but you know what it means. There we go.
I know what it means, but you don't. We've got a borough.
I can't pronounce it, but I do know what it means.
Well, it means you don't accept jurisdiction, and you can challenge that when you're sitting in the St. Joe County Jail saying, hey, I don't have jurisdiction. At any rate, you are correct. You don't have to plead to anything. And if you want a preliminary examination, we'll set it for next week.
Thank you.
And whoever's feeding you this gobbledygook is not a favor.
It's not gobbledygook because you know what it is and I know what it is.
Yeah,
This court does have jurisdiction.
all right. So, all right, sir. We'll set this for prelim next Tuesday. All right, Mr. Custcard. At that point, the prelim is just a hearing to determine whether there's probable cause to believe that you committed the offense, and probable cause that it was you. The matter will then be set to circuit court where Judge Stutzman can deal with your Laurel Grove Jabberwocky. All right, I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I'll come back just for that. But you're free to go. You've appeared at your court appearance. You're polite, respectful. I'll see you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Not talk to me.
Yep.
Why am I under arrest?
Yes, you are.
For what?
Fleeing.
Fleeing? No, I drove to somewhere where I felt comfortable, which is here. You ain't had no probable cause. You a real goofy, stupid bitch. And I could tell by your demeanor. I could tell by how you wanted to handle me. You a real retarded, stupid bitch.
Okay.
Everything. No, take me to jail. No, take me to jail. No, take me to jail. I want to go to jail. No. I was drunk driving. Give me a DUI. Give me a DUI.
Anything you say or do will be.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, you have the right to have an attorney.
Yes, during present.
Yep, present during question.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Take me to jail. What is we talking about?
If at any time during questioning you wish
what
to
is we
continue
talking
answering
about?
questions, no further questions will be asked of you.
What is we talking
You
about?
still want to talk to me?
Why did you pull me over? I seen you. Yes, I seen
right.
you.
Hey, you mind taking a PBT for me?
Nope.
You want to take a PBT?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, that's all right. I am a peace officer. You're under
Man,
arrest for the
shut the
offense
fuck up
of
talking to me.
operating while intoxicated due to the
Fuck.
consumption of alcoholic liquor
and you got that. And you got that. But still, I need probable cause. Man, you came from nowhere. I seen you. I seen you when you came, you dumbass. I seen you when you came, you dumbass. You already had your lights on. As soon as I turned off. All right, stupid. 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 You want to put your hands on me, don't you? You want to put your hands on me. Yeah, but I'm handcuffed. You see. You got to work under the law. Man, I just dealt with people. I just dealt with y'all today. I just dealt with y'all today. I just dealt with y'all today.
You will be given a
dumbass
reasonable opportunity for such
person. Nah, this is
You're responsible
harassment
for
to
obtaining
me.
a chemical
I'm finna
analysis
sue.
of a test
What's your
sample
name?
taken by
Yeah,
a
make
person
sure
of your
it's
own choosing.
Man, shut
The
the
result
fuck
of both
up, you
chemical
dumbass.
tests
Shut
shall be
the fuck
admissible
up, you
in a judicial
dumbass.
proceeding.
Shut
will
the
be considered
fuck up.
other admissible
Shut
evidence in
up.
determining your
Shut
innocence.
up.
Will you
Shut
take
up.
a blood test for
Shut
me?
up. Shut up.
Okay, I'll take that as
Thank you. All right. Ain't that what I told you? Now you gotta see me. Dumbass. Do you feel stupid? Do you feel stupid, sir? What's your name? You have to tell me.
I already told you my name.
All right, I'm asking again. What's your name?
Okay.
Because I want to know who I'm dealing with.
You already know it.
I don't know it. I'm drunk. I'm belligerent. What's your name, sir? All this.
Your number's going to be...
Yes, it is all recorded, including the time when I told you my name. Gandalf 6111. Right, and I just gave it to you again.
I pay taxes.
Okay, so do I. That's funny.
No, you don't, you bitch ass.
Of course I pay taxes.
Well, how do you pay taxes? Tell me.
Through my paycheck.
How do you pay taxes?
Alright, we're at that point now, I guess.
Boy, that leaves Mr. Custcard. Let me take these files out and we'll start in just 2 minutes. Thank you, Ross.
Thank you.
Speed up and you just like that. The other reason why they took action on your license was because of that notice of suspension.
1, 2,
So the officer asked for suspension
Yep,
to
so,
the DMV.
yep. But you do have a right to, you do have a right to file in circuit court and get a restricted.
I was driving.
That's all right.
bus stop,
I'll just give me
and
a
it was
chauffeur.
dark, and there was something really gonna hit this thing. They were on gal out here. We had a race with a sheep. I just run down. Running down.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
So you're admitting that you're racing.
So one of the reasons for the affidavit and the search warrant is the vehicle was initially observed traveling 60 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone.
Observe me for them to visually see. That could be inaccurate.
I observed a high rate of speed after
All
pulling
right.
behind the vehicle. I activated my forward-facing radar in moving mode, same direction, and the screen displayed a speed of 60 miles per hour. And was accompanied by an audible tone consistent with the speed displayed. The vehicle was on 35 mile an hour zone at the time. The white Chevy Malibu then turned east down Hopkins Street, and I attempted to catch up. Once again, activated my radar, which showed a speed of 64 miles per hour, and was accompanied by an audible tone consistent with the speed displayed.
And that's whose word? The officer's word?
Mhm.
That's mine. I'll take my chance.
Well, they had video.
And I know what the video was showing. Yeah, and I would also, if you could talk to the judge and see, I would like to send that blood work to my own physician. That is in my rights to have verified, because I do not believe I was under 0.251. Thank you.
We have a little time, it's early in the day, do you want me to come with you and play the video for him?
Would you like to watch the video?
Oh, no, no, thank you.
Why don't we watch it a little bit, some of it? If she's-
I don't think any of it, let's turn the record on. He's got to change his mind, and if he wants to believe something he read on the back of a cereal box, and this matter transferred to circuit court as a felony, that makes much less aggravation for me, and Judge Stutzman can deal with it.
Why did you arrest me on Super Bowl?
You had a warrant.
What?
You had a warrant.
That's not how I would call it. Yeah, so you didn't say that I approached you, so it was a citizen's contact? That's not what you said? I got people to vouch for me. The same woman where you just left did what? Ooh, see, I got you already right there. I want all body cams. Because as an entity, which is my own being, I refuse. It's because I'm under your jurisdiction. That's what you're telling me, that I have to abide by your law. That's what you're telling me. Is your camera still rolling? I'm a sovereign citizen. Yeah, I can say, now on record, I am a sovereign citizen. That means I don't have to abide by your laws. I have God given rules. And we spoke first. Make sure it's still present. Because I want to know exactly when he initiated a stop and he said that I was traveling above the speed limit. That's why the cop. That's why the cop who pulled me over said I should be a cop.
If you observed all of things, you already did. Police officer behind you and failed to stop.
No, I did not. I did not fail to stop.
Did you stop?
Dumbass.
Did you stop there?
Where was I supposed to stop?
On the side of the road with lights and signs or right there?
I have the right. Did I speed past? Did I try to evade you? No. I kept a certain distance and a certain speed till I got somewhere where I felt comfortable. And where was that at?
Oh, 37 Blackport.
Alright, then shut the fuck up. And is that not by law? I'm able to do that?
No.
It's not?
You have to pull over immediately out of the way of an emergency vehicle.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all sure?
Yeah, you can explain to Judge.
Alright. So now I got what? Why am I under arrest?
What would it be like? I've heard one last
Where's the fleet and the loop?
No, there's the R and L and the food, and then there's.
No, you didn't just say that. You just said because I was drunk. See what I'm. Look, take heed to this shit, man.
There's such a long list.
Man, look, you hear this bitch ass person? You take heed to this. You wanna know why?
I'm not even going about it.
But you wanna know why? God on my side. But I'm telling you, God on my side. Regardless if I'm drunk. What did Jesus do? He helped hookers and all type of shit, right? But you based me off of being drunk. You don't even know.
You don't drive the car. You can literally be drunk.
That's law.
You can't drive the car.
That's law.
Uh-huh.
That's being made law. That's not God-given rights. What if I was to, well, I could take the plate off my car. You ran my plates.
Yeah.
Can you run anybody plates?
Yep.
When?
Whenever I want to.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Man, that's a
It's
lie,
important to keep in mind.
stupid. That's a lie, stupid. That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a
So
lie.
there are
Man,
3
fuck
pages
you. That's a
for the
lie.
OWI.
And I know you don't have the right to run just anybody plate.
Right.
And make sure that shit right. Cause I will. I will. And your bitch ass. Let me talk to you. You done doing all your paperwork? When did you initiate the stop? Was you not, was a car not in front of you and you at the light and I was turning?
Mr. Custcard.
Man, fuck you.
I need to
I'm
talk to
talking
him
to
for
him.
a second.
This is file 24300FY, People versus Gregory Custcard. Allegation is that the defendant was in the city of Three Rivers on February 19th. He was stopped for motor vehicle violations, charged with operating while intoxicated. He's also, and that's a misdemeanor. He's also charged with resisting and obstructing Officer Michael Kendall from the Three Rivers Police Department, who's present here today, in the course of his arrest and processing in this case, including conduct at the Three Rivers Hospital. Ms. Halleck is here in her role as an assistant prosecuting attorney, and your lawyer, Rhonda Ives, is here. My understanding, Ms. Halleck, is the offer was plead to operating while intoxicated, not even high BAC.
No, it was actually an impaired, Your
That
Honor,
was offer impaired.
and 1 attempt resisting obstructing.
Oh, that's right. Impaired driving is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $300. Carries 4 points and it causes your driver's license to be suspended. Has the blood alcohol level come back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is it?
Came back at a 0.251, Your Honor.
Well, that's well over the impaired limit. All right, that's one option for you, Mr. Custcard. The other option is to have a preliminary examination here today. And we talked about this last week. You're absolutely entitled to a preliminary examination. But let me explain again what that is. You're not going to be found guilty or not guilty at this hearing. It's a hearing just to determine whether there's probable cause to believe that a crime was committed and probable cause that you did it. And it's only on the felony charge of resisting and obstructing. The misdemeanor charge will automatically get bound over with the felony, the drinking driving charge. And the whole thing would be sent to circuit court for further proceedings, trial or otherwise, in circuit court. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. And so what needs to be found here is simply probable cause that you resisted or obstructed Officer Kendall. Do you understand?
Correct.
All right. And as I think you're in the same position you were last week, you wish to have your preliminary examination here today.
Correct.
All right. In which case the prosecutor will revoke the plea offer
No, Your Honor. We'll keep it open.
even after the prelim. Well, that's up to you guys. I guess I won't. Then if I was him, I'd have a prelim too. All right, well, let's take our testimony and see what we got. Ms. Halleck?
Thank you, Your Honor. You would call Officer Kendall. Officer Candoff, where are you employed?
Three Rivers Police Department, ma'am.
Okay, and how long have you worked there?
Just over 3 years, ma'am.
Okay, and on February 19th, was there an incident involving the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the defendant, have you had contact with him before?
Once prior to this, ma'am.
And on February 19th of this year, did you have an occasion to come into contact with the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what happened on that date?
I observed a car traveling southbound on North Main, traveling at what I perceived to be a high rate of speed. I pulled up behind the vehicle and clocked it using moving radar at 60 miles an hour and a 35. I tried to catch up to the vehicle and it turned eastbound on Hoffman. And as I turned the corner, it was the only vehicle around, and I hit it with the radar again. And now it was going 64 and a 25. The vehicle came to a stop at Portage and Hoffman, where I lit it up with my emergency lights and put the spotlight directly on the driver.
Okay. Did the vehicle at some point come to a stop?
He went to the intersection at Hoffman and Jefferson, which is M60. He continued, after he made a full stop, he continued eastbound on M60 to Lockport, where he turned up into Lockport, which is the apartment complex. He continued to go all the way back around the apartments until he came to a stop in 2 parking spots right in front of an apartment.
Once the vehicle did stop, can you explain what happened at that point?
I approached the vehicle and ordered him to show me his hands. He continued to fidget with his phone, trying to call somebody. He was smoking a cigarette at the time. He was ignoring my orders to show me his hands, and I ordered him out of the vehicle, which he had the doors locked and the window up, and he refused to get out of the vehicle.
Okay. And when he failed to follow your commands, what happened then?
He eventually rolled his window down slightly and said something I didn't understand. I was able to reach through, unlock the door, open it up, and I had to take his seatbelt off and then remove him from the vehicle.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Ms. Ives?
Thank you. Where did you go to police academy?
Kellogg Community College up in Battle Creek, ma'am.
And do you have any specified or specific training in DUI cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you identify what those are?
SFSTs, which is taught by...
I guess I would object, Your Honor. We're not here on the drinking and driving case. The impaired is a misdemeanor. I've only presented evidence today as far as what would apply to the officers, the charge of resisting obstructing. It's not relevant.
All right. What's your response?
Well, Your Honor, I believe it goes to the probable cause of the actual arrest and why, as we get to why he pulled him out of the car. So I think we need to know his training as a preliminary starting point before I can ask him regarding his rationale for demanding that he get out of the car in the first place.
The stop, Your Honor, was for a speeding violation, had nothing to do with any type of like impaired driving at that point in time.
Well, that's high speed at 2 neighborhood districts. North Main at that point is all houses, and Hoffman Street all the way along there. 65 and 25 on Hoffman Street drives right at Mr. Robert's house. Maybe he wouldn't like that. Anyway, I'll allow the questions. It goes to her attempt to question his reason for the stop. And the reason for the stop results in the resisting. So the objection has some merit, but I'll allow the questions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Again, if you could identify your specialized training in DUI areas.
I have training in SFSTs through the academy, just as all officers that I'm aware of do. And you're certified in how to perform SFSTs. And those tests are scientifically proven to show that. And then the rest of the process is generally accepted as you go through the paperwork after you've established your probable cause for it.
And you said you were certified in SFTs. What year was that?
2020, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
2020, ma'am.
2020. And since you graduated, or what year did you graduate from Police Academy?
2020, ma'am.
And since you got out of Police Academy, do you have any other specialized training in DUI cases?
Nothing further than that, ma'am, no.
What direction were you facing when you first observed Mr. Custcard's car?
I was facing eastbound.
And which direction was he going?
He was traveling southbound.
Okay, and were you at an intersection or in a parking lot, or
I
where
was
were
in a
you?
parking lot.
Okay, and were you stationary or what were you doing in the parking lot?
I was stationary watching North Main.
And which direction was the defendant going when you first noticed his vehicle?
Southbound.
What initially struck you about his vehicle when you saw it?
It appeared to be traveling at a high rate of speed compared to all vehicle traffic that I've ever seen on North Main.
And what kind of radar or speed detection unit do you use in your car?
I don't know the exact brand, man. Not off the top of my head. I would have to look at that again.
And how often do you calibrate that speed detection device?
We're not certified to calibrate. We can test it to make sure that the instrument is working to the standard at the beginning of the shift, but we don't calibrate it ourselves. That has to be a technician from the company.
And how often per policy are you supposed to calibrate it?
I'm not aware of that, ma'am.
How often do you,
Now, this isn't relevant. This goes to a speeding ticket, and he didn't get a speeding ticket.
okay, Your Honor, when you initially clocked him on your radar, what did you indicate? What speed was he going?
He was doing 60 is what the radar unit displayed, ma'am.
And was that before you turned on your signal?
Yes, ma'am. That was before I activated lights or signal.
And what was the primary reason that you activated your signal? Or your,
Because of speeding.
okay. And then at that point, that's when you said you went through the intersection?
Yes, ma'am.
And what intersection was that?
No, you've missed a turn. They turned off North Main Street westbound on Hoffman Street,
I apologize.
or eastbound on Hoffman Street.
So you turned eastbound on Hoffman Street
Yes, ma'am.
at that point. How far of a distance do you believe you were following Mr. Custcard's vehicle before you turned on your signal?
I was trying to get closer before activating my light. I believe I made it almost to Oak Street before I'm sorry, not Oak Pine.
Okay. And then there was a point in time that you went through an intersection
Yes, ma'am.
and you thought at some point he was going to pull over.
I believed he had stopped at the stop sign on Hoffman and Portage. I believed he was going to be stopped there because I had pulled up behind him with the lights, put the spotlight on him, and I saw him look in his rearview mirror. So I believed he was just stopped. Some people sometimes don't know where to pull off or if they need to pull off or just stop where they already are. So I assumed he was just stopped. So I went to open my door and he continued through the intersection.
At that point, had he made a proper stop at the stop sign?
Yes, ma'am.
Had he been weaving in his lane at all up to that point?
Not that I had observed.
Does he accelerate in speed again? And
He was doing approximately 30 miles an hour from the stop sign to the next stop.
okay, so there wasn't any more high rates of speed.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And how far from that point, from when he came to the stop sign until he finally stopped?
I haven't measured the distance, but I believe it would be about a half a mile, ma'am.
Okay, but he did stop.
Eventually, yes.
Okay, did he pull into a parking place properly?
He was just over the line, but he pulled into a parking lot. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we're not done yet. He stopped at the intersection of Jefferson, which is M60. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And then he continued eastbound, maybe another quarter of a mile to the Riverside Townhouse parking area.
Yes, sir.
Which entrance did he go into?
The Lockport side, sir.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
At any point in time, did you see Mr. Custcard's hazard lights on his vehicle?
I don't recall that, ma'am.
When you approached Mr. Custcard's vehicle, why did you demand that he get out of the vehicle at that point in time?
Because he refused to stop, which is an indicator that something is wrong.
And in your training experience, typically you would walk up to a vehicle and ask for a license, registration, proof of
If they
insurance.
come to a stop, as most people do when you're pulling them over, yes, ma'am.
But in this case, you did not do that.
No, ma'am.
You just demanded that he get out of the car, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any conversations with him at all when you were demanding that he get out of the car?
I was ordering him out of the vehicle and he was doing something on his phone and ignoring me.
Was there physical resistance when you were attempting to retrieve him out of the vehicle?
He didn't pull against me, but he did not help himself get out of the vehicle.
As you were trying to coax or remove him from the car, Mr. Custcard was able to get out of the car without falling?
He was being assisted out, ma'am.
Okay, but he didn't fall as he got out of the car?
No, ma'am.
He didn't stumble?
Not that I recall, no, ma'am.
At that point, he was able to have a conversation with you?
I wouldn't consider it a conversation, ma'am.
Okay, what do you consider it?
He was making statements.
At that point, did you ask him to do any field sobriety testing?
No, ma'am.
Did you give him the opportunity to do any field sobriety testing?
No, ma'am.
And why is that?
Because he kept resisting us. He would not let go of his phone. He would not provide his arms. He would not give us the ability to handcuff him safely. So he had to be placed in handcuffs immediately.
Do you recall a time when his phone dropped?
Your Honor, I would object to this line of questioning.
I'm not sure why, because she just elicited more
I
resisting
know,
obstructing
but
on
this
his part.
exceeds the scope of my cross-examination and what
She's
my
not
office-
limited by the scope of your cross-examination.
Of my direct.
Of
Her
your
cross-examination is limited by the scope of my direct.
No, it's not, but I'll allow the questions. Thank you.
Do you recall the moment when my client's phone dropped?
I don't believe it dropped, ma'am.
Okay, what do you believe happened?
Sergeant Britton had to come and grab it out of his hand
And why did Sergeant Britton grab it out of his hand?
because he heard us ordering him to let go of the phone, and he did not. And my arms were tied with holding his left arm, and Officer Chittister was holding onto his right arm.
At what point did you decide that he was under arrest?
When he was resisting lawful order, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
Ms. Halleck, anything further?
No.
Ms. Ives, any rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
Argument? Ms. Halleck?
Your Honor, I believe the testimony here today has demonstrated that the defendant in fact committed at least one count, if not more, of resisting and obstructing against Officer Candoff when he refused to exit his vehicle. He was given lawful commands several times according to the testimony, but yet remained in his vehicle. The testimony here today, although not originally on our complaint, does support at least one count of fleeing and eluding in the third degree. He was given several commands out by way of the officer's audible signal. He indicated that he did use his patrol vehicle to announce and ask the defendant to pull over, that the vehicle did continue to proceed through several different neighborhoods and at a speed of at least 60 miles per hour in a zone where it was marked for 35 miles per hour. And we would ask that Your Honor bind over on those two felony counts, fleeing in the third degree, and one count of resisting and obstructing. Thank you.
Ms. Ives?
Well, Your Honor, I don't believe that the resisting and obstructing charge has been met with regards to the evidence that's been presented. Clearly, there was, I think the court can find evidence that there possibly was fleeing and eluding in this case, but I do not believe that would warrant a bind over on both counts. Thank you.
Fleeing and eluding comes in several different varieties. Fleeing and eluding in the third degree is that the defendant, the officer was in uniform in a marked vehicle. Defendant was driving a motor vehicle. The officer ordered the defendant to stop his vehicle. The defendant knew of the order. The defendant refused to obey the order by trying to flee or avoid being caught, and the incident resulted in a collision, or some portion of the violation took place in an area where the speed limit was 35 miles per hour or less. We don't actually have any testimony regarding that. whatever fleeing took place on Hoffman Street from the light, from the stop sign at Portage to, just a minute, to M60 and then down M60 to Lockport parking lot. Part of M60 is 55 and the residential section of Hoffman from North Main to Portage is certainly 25. But I don't remember what the speed limit is from.
Your Honor, between Portage and M60 is 35.
Thank you. Proofs are closed. We can ask to reopen them. The testimony was the speed limit was 25. I don't know what it was at that point, but I don't believe it's over. It's in the city of Three Rivers, so I don't believe it's over 35. So I guess I will allow it. Are you also going to ask to amend the drinking driving charge to high blood alcohol level?
Yes, Your Honor, we will request that.
That's a misdemeanor, but they should be put on notice.
Right, and I did just get those results in recently, so I had not had time to kind of process that, and I think we will request that. Thank you.
All right. I made a finding that the speed limit was not over 35 miles per hour, knowing that it's in the residential area of Three Rivers. He wasn't going over 35 miles an hour, but it doesn't matter. It matters what the limit is in the area where the refusal to stop was. They're all part and parcel of the same thing. For resisting, so I do find there is sufficient evidence that meets the elements to a standard of probable cause for fleeing, eluding in the third degree. The resisting, obstructing an officer has different elements. To prove this charge, you must show that the defendant either assaulted, battered, wounded, resisted, obstructed, opposed, or endangered Officer Kendall. Obstruct means the use of threatened use of physical force or a knowing failure to comply with a lawful command. The defendant must have actually resisted by what he said he did, but physical violence is not necessary. Second, the defendant had reason to know or knew that the officer was a police officer. Here he's in a marked patrol car with lights and siren. Third, the officer gave the defendant a lawful command, was making a lawful arrest, or was otherwise performing a lawful act. This was a traffic stop that turned into arguably a fleeing elude, and then he refused to get out of the vehicle. And that meets the standard of probable cause for that charge as well. So the prosecutor can file an amended complaint alleging resisting and obstructing a police officer as count 1, fleeing and eluding in the third degree as count 2, and they have leave to amend the misdemeanor charge operating with a high blood alcohol level. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000. The defendant has posted his bond. He's been present for every proceeding. Matter is bound over to the circuit court for further proceedings on the amended complaint. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
I thought you might like this, but you probably won't take it. But the name's right here. I don't know how to really pronounce it, but it brought up the whole Three Rivers. It's old. It's real old. So you might like to read over that. And also, in there, an anomaly happened down here in 1932. Someone from Three Rivers was able to capture 7 moons and 7 suns aligned. That's a very beautiful anomaly that happened here in Three Rivers.
All right, thank you.
You welcome.
So you gave me a bunch of Three Rivers history?
Yep. There you go.
All right, thank you.
I already read over it. Rules, regulations.
All right.
So. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, I have a blood draw. I have a search warrant. Mr. Custcard.
Even though I'm under duress and consent, y'all forcing me to do this.
It is Gregory.
Y'all want me to do this. I said I'm willing to give a breathalyzer test, but steady yet, I told both of these officers and this officer that I'm willing to do it now under duress. But now because I didn't, see, you see it? Man, I'm not going nowhere, you dumbass person.
Okay.
You want so much control.
Gregory.
Stupid.
We'll have a seat right over there.
Man, get the, can you handle me? Can you handle me? See, look at this.
Go that way.
I am. You a bitch. I am, dumbass. And your car footage gonna show that. Soon as I hit the corner and was driving, I got about 50 feet and you initiated a stop. I wasn't speeding. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. What y'all don't know, I got State Farm. And
I mean, it said EIV, yes. So.
What's in my car? Not on the dash, not nowhere. It's under my seat. It's a regulator to tell how fast I can go.
I would just use a speedometer. I would just use
Nobody really followed this speedometer, dumbass. Not even you. Yo, so shut the up. But I can guarantee you one thing is that little thing that's under my seat, my RPM, how fast I was going.
RPM doesn't monitor how fast you go.
You see, that's what's wrong with you. You waiting on any little second to prove me wrong, just because I said it wrong. Look at you two bitch ass conspiring against me.
I think I've done like 2 to 3.
Look at your bitch ass.
11 years apart. So.
That's crazy. Y'all really conspiring against me just because your bitch ass, just really because your bitch ass mad.
Really
yeah, you waiting. You want any reason to feel do exactly what it is you want to do.
I don't want to hurt
That's
you
what you. No, you do. You do.
He wants to go home. Is what he wants.
I can't wait till your bitch ass go home, and you gonna stay home. You ain't gonna have this job.
I have heard that a time or two in 18 years.
You have?
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, people in your situation often threaten my job, and none of them have taken it. And then 500 or 600 OWIs have made the rest of them.
You didn't just do OUI.
Yeah.
Also, you got me for child support. Also, you got me for child support. Also, you got me for OPP, correct?
Actually,
all 3. You said those 3 things. Man, shut your bitch ass up because you ain't making no sense. You ain't making no sense with your stupid ass. You ain't making no sense. And I can prove it. You the one who initiated the stop, right? Alright. Oh, I did? I did? I went flying by you?
Yeah.
Which way was I going?
You were going south.
Can you show me?
No, I don't have that on me.
That's off. Oh, no.
Did you not pull me over 3 times?
No.
I talked about how many times? Okay.
I never pulled you over.
Citizen contact.
You got out of a car.
You arrested me. So did you make contact with me? How many times have you made contact with me?
3. I haven't stopped you a single time.
You stupid. You real dumb. Where universe come from when we talking about law in the Bible? Tell me where the universe came from. You don't even know what universe means.
No.
You won't want me to tell you what the universe means?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Not even if I'm right?
Oh, I wouldn't bet any money on that.
That's what freedom of speech came from.
Okay, thank you.
I'm already on it. You don't gotta handle me. I can't. One of y'all do it for me. I don't need you. Oh, it's gonna be you. Oh, I want to make that show.
Thank you
so much for watching Mrs Tizzo.
put a lot of work into these videos
to bring you the full story on every
case. We are still a small channel
trying to grow,
and we can only do that with
your help. So
please consider
subscribing.
It really does help.
Well, that was outrageous with a capital O.